All right, Shalom. Want to start by saying, call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach His truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So I came across a couple of things. One thing in particular, yesterday, as I believe it was after we was camping, brothers was building a little bit, and brother came across a piece of info, and it's from the store Wegman'S, which is quite a popular store. Good stuff, you know, a little pricey, but it's basically about what they're doing. Now this is going to be a trend that's going to follow throughout America and throughout the earth. It's already actually going on throughout the earth, you know, and other stores, because I believe it was Wegmans, and I want to say Whole Foods had something along the lines of like pawn payments and things to this effect. But it says Wegmans NYC biometric data collection raises questions in Rochester. Now, this is Rochester, which is in upstate New York. I actually know some people that live in Rochester, and this goes more into, we're getting into the beast system, you know, because biometric data collection is basically stuff like, you know, they don't want to scan your face and your eyes and all that other shit. And that's where we're at right now. So why is a grocery store trying to do that now? They're probably saying something along the lines. I'm gonna read the article because I haven't read this article yet, because the brother posted it from Twitter. But you know, you're gonna have things saying, oh well, it'll help stop shoplifting. You know, because now people know they're being observed more and more. People be more careful about doing certain actions. You know what I'm saying? That's one way they could do it. But so I'm gonna get right into it. So it says in Rochester, New York, a photo of a sign in the front of a Wegmans store in New York City is creating a lot of buzz as shoppers question the company's biometric data collection. Let's see something real quick. I'm going to let's see what where my chat GPT, excuse me. See what biometric data is. Biometric data. So I went to the chat GPT and I said, typed in what is biometric data? Biometric data, it says, biometric data is information about a person that comes from their unique physical or behavioral traits. It's often used to identify or verify who someone is. Now, what is something that described that could do that? The mic will see it. Because it says what? It says it's often used to identify or verify who someone is. Now, then that what's this? Real ID, digital ID. Eventually, they're gonna have an MOTB, RFID, micro C-hip implants coming out to identify you and verify who you are. Have all your information. It's all this all is fruit from the same fruit from the. It's all fruit from the same poisonous tree. And this is what they're getting ready. So, yeah, you have the World War III going on, but you see how they're sneaking in all of the beast system in here as well? Because why? It's prophecy. So it says common types of biometric data. It says fingerprints, face scans, iris or retina scans, which is your eyes, hand or palm shape, DNA. It says behavioral. It says behavioral biometric data. It says voice patterns, typing rhythm, gait. It says the way you walk. It says where biometric data is used. It says unlocking phones, security systems, identity verification, healthcare. It says pros of it. It says harder to fake than passwords, fast and convenient. It says risk and concern. It says privacy issues if data is stored or shared improperly. If biometric data is leaked, it can be changed like a password. So that's what biometric data is. So this is what Wegmans is about to start collecting from customers that go into their establishment. So let's go back to the article. So says people notice a sign in front of in the front window of a New York City Wegmans location stating I have to call you back, nigga. So it says people noticed a sign in the front window of a New York City Wegman'S location stating that biometric identifier information is collected there. The information collected includes facial recognition, eye scans, and voice imprints. Now this, remember, it's not the actual mark of the beast yet, but you see the direction where they're headed. Now this is Wegmans, so eventually it's gonna be ShopRite, eventually it's gonna be Walmart, eventually it's gonna be Target, it's gonna be these restaurants, it's gonna be everything. All these establishments are gonna start to, and remember, this is a grocery store. So these are one of the first few places that like where the mass of the populations are at daily. It says they say that this information can be used to identify or help identify you, all to protect the safety and security of their patrons and employees. Yeah, see, that's how they're going to spin it. But at the end of the day, they're going to keep using those spins like safety and for the workers and employees. But then they're going to be like, all right, then you're going to get this implanted in your body. And that's going to be the ultimate protection. And that's going to be the ultimate identifier. Because the MOTB, you might go see it, but damn sure have your ID on it. Have your name and all that. They say. It says, we have reached out to confirm whether they are or plan to collect the same type of biometric information they do at the NYC store at any Rochester area stores. We are currently awaiting a response because I think they said that Wegmans is based out of Rochester. It says their website states that they collect biometric information limited to facial recognition for their asset protection team. They added, Wegmans security information is not shared, leased, or exchanged with third parties for anything of monetary value or any other form of profit. Yeah, so they say. Now, that's one thing. So that's the whole thing. So that's Wegmans, NYC biometric data collection. So you see how we're in the line of that's the beast system for sure. Or it's the beginning to medium stages of the beast system. Let's see. Or oops. Now here we have an article from the Daily Mail. Now this is in regards to this is a few days ago that Germany asked they're going to have a mandatory survey. Matter of fact, hold up. They're going to have a mandatory national survey asking 18 and up. I believe it, yeah. Okay, so for men, for youngins turning 18, men and women, this survey is going to be mandatory for if they're ready for war with a conflict with Russia. So it's from Britain News Channel, GB, I guess GBN, which stands for news. So it says, Germany asks teenagers, are you ready for war? And mandatory national survey. Now, this is what Germany is asking teenagers about to turn 18 now. Because you got people that talk about, oh, well, yeah, World War III, yeah, what's going to happen? But it's not going to happen in our lifetime. So, and it's funny because you got the whole thing happening with China and Taiwan. So I actually know someone that's from Taiwan, and she has a relative that's still in Taiwan. And she said that relative said, oh, well, because before it went to, oh, it's not going to happen, to now it'll happen, but it won't happen for like another 30 years. So I'm like, nigga, are you fucking retarded? 30 years? First off, it's already begun, the tension. The tension has already begun. All what's going on with World War III, the tension is there. Some of the fighting is already there. So you mean to tell me in 30 years is when China is going to invade Taiwan? First off, the Chinese president will probably be dead. Putin will be dead. Trump will be dead. All these presidents would have died from a natural life, like an end of a natural life already for a minute, because these niggas up there in age already. I'll be 70. But anyway, so you have this happening. So you have China, right, as we speak, China right now has a blockade around Taiwan, and they're doing military drills. You have North Korea doing missile tests, shooting missiles over there in the sea, over there in that region as well. So you have a lot happening. But going back to Germany, so why would Germany ask teenagers now if they're ready for war if they don't feel that it's close and they don't feel that the threat is there? Like, people, that's not how people operate. When you talk about certain things or preparing for certain things, your mentality is that you might have to deal with certain kind of similar scenarios. All right. So it says German teenagers will be asked about their readiness for war when they turn 18 in a new mandatory survey being rolled out by the country's armed forces. It says from today, all males in Germany must complete a questionnaire sent out by the Bundeswehr about their fitness and interest in joining the military following their 18th birthday. It says so those who fail to fill out the survey or give false information could face a fine. The questionnaire called a Declaration of Readiness sees teens quizzed on their educational qualifications, skills, and performance ability. Now, I'm going to another article about the same issue, and it says Germany begins sending forms to 18-year-olds asking them if they are fit for war as conscription laws come into effect and conflict with Russia looms. Conflict with Russia looms. So now we're talking about World War III. Russia and Germany, Europe and Russia, the America, NATO, and China, North Korea, South Korea, Iran, the small hats. You got Israel threatening South Africa now. You got America bombing Venezuela. So you can't talk about, that's not gonna happen in our lifetime when you see certain things of World War III happening as we speak in 2025. Well, excuse me, we're in 2026 now. New recently 2026, and now look what's been happening this last few days, and at the end of 2025. So it says from this week, it's from the Daily Mail. It says from this week, every German male will be legally required to answer questions from the army the moment he turns 18. So they're not even waiting. Soon as y'all niggas turn 18. It says as part of a sweeping new military service scheme approved amid mounting fears of a major conflict in Europe, which is present, not 30 years from now, not a long time from now. It says tens of thousands of teenagers will be sent a compulsory 14-question survey by the Bundeswehr, asking not only how interested they are in joining the military, but how fit they are to fight and how quickly they could be ready for service. So does that sound like somebody that's prepping for 30 years from now? Does Germany sound like they're prepping for 30 years from now? Absolutely not. They're getting ready now, saying how soon could you be ready? So that means that they feel something is close now. Not 5, not 10, not 15, not 20, not 25, 30 years from now. It's not, the Lord said the third woe coming quickly. But anyway, it says ignoring the form is not an option. Young men who refuse to complete the questionnaire or repeatedly ignore follow-up demands from the army face fines of up to, I guess that's 1,000 euros, even though ministers insist the scheme falls short of full conscription. It says the survey digs deep into personal details. Teenagers are asked to rate their willingness to join the armed forces on a scale of 1 to 10, say when they would be available to serve and how long, and disclose whether they have any disabilities. It says elsewhere respondents must provide basic personal information, including their weight, age, qualifications, and any languages they speak, as well as carry out a blunt self-assessment of their physical fitness, choosing from options ranging from very good to low. So hold up. Wait a minute. Let's get that scripture real quick. Oops. Go to the book of Joel. Because this them calling out their mighty men. Oh, that's... So this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, and it reads, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. That's what they're doing, preparing war. This is a preparation for war. You see what's happening over there in Taiwan, with China and Taiwan? These things are picking up. Remember, it's prophecy. Because hold up. Didn't the Lord say, for it is my determination to gather the nations? So, continue on in Joel chapter 3, verse 9, it says, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So now you have Germany drawing up some soldiers. Soon as it says, well, all the males. As soon as you turn 18, you got to fill this questionnaire. And it says, not doing the survey is not optional. So you can have an 18-year-old or such and such that's not completely in agreement with what's going on, but they don't care. Remember, this is the spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. This is the one true living God orchestrating this. Because the Lord said what? He mustereth the host of the battle. Verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. And that's what they're doing right now. They're getting those missiles ready. Nuclear warheads, nuclear silos, nuclear submarines, intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, drones. All these things is all part of what? Them beating their plowshares into swords, preparing for this war. Verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. And that's what Germany's doing. That's what America's doing. That's what China's doing. That's what all these nations are doing. All the nations that have military, they're all getting ready for war. Because why? Everything's connected. Because the Lord said what? The day of the Lord is upon all the heathen. So all these heathens, when their armies, their militaries, their navies, their air forces, they all about to have to put in work against each other. And then ultimately they're going to fight against who? YAHAWASHI and the angels. And that's when the Lord is going to show you that all of this time y'all had, that y'all was making all these weapons and all these great arsenals, he's going to show you how much it don't mean for you against him. And then he's going to deliver to his elect. They're going to get that power on the earth. They're going to be redeemed of the earth. And the ones that passed on already, they're going to be risen up as well. The dead in YAHAWASHI shall rise first. And this is where we at. So, and it's the day that's fast approaching. Every day that passes and you see these events taking place, we're getting ready for the day of the Lord. It says, and gather yourself together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's over there in the Middle East in our land. And you think about it, the whole thing going on with the small hats and the Palestinians and the Iranians, that's all over there in that region as we speak. And Trump just made a statement. Saying we're locked and loaded and ready to go into Iran. Because you got the whole thing with the protests happening over there in Iran and Trump talking about if the Iranian government does anything to the Iranian protesters, then America's going to step in. Now, it just be bullshit talk, but he said it. And those are wars and threats of wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. These are the things YAHAWASHI spoke on, specifically saying that was going to be happening in a time that's leading up to his, shortly after leading up to his return. Oh man, let me get that real quick. So it's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8, and it reads, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy, the fire of his jealousy. What? The fire he coming with. And also, prior to when YAHAWASHI comes back, the fire of the missiles. That's part of their arsenal. Remember, the Lord said what? Y'all made these weapons that's going to destroy yourselves. Especially Esau, Edom. They're here thinking, oh yeah, you're bombing Venezuela, and Colombia and Cuba, you need to watch your ass. So you have all this tension brewing in the earth right now. I mean, boiling. And then you have actual actions taking place. You have attacks taking place. Invasions about to take place. You got Trump talking about, now we run the Venezuelan oil industry. They did kidnap the president and his wife of Venezuela. So where exactly we at right now in the world? Is this a president? Is this a time of peace? Do these seem like peaceful times? No, these are times of war. Because why? We're in a time of war. And a time of war is World War III, the third woe. They're coming quickly. And it's not going to stop until America's nuked. These heathen go down, Esau go down, the Israelites come up, the elect come up, the elect get that power, the elect are changed. It's going to be the time. It's going to be a very marvelous sight. It's going to be a time like no other. No one thought that this place would go down. No one thought that these devils would ever go down, but they're going down as we speak. And soon they're going to go hit rock bottom. They're going to hit rock bottom. And then they're going to understand that, like, you have no power anymore. You have no more kingdom. So yeah, you go ahead, bomb Venezuela. You go do whatever you about to do. Bomb Iran. Yo, please bomb Iran. You're gonna go to war against China. You're gonna go to war against North Korea. You're gonna go to war against Russia. Because it's prophecy. I'm gonna read that in NLT. So this is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8 in the NLT. It says, therefore, be patient, said the Lord. So what? The Lord is telling us to be patient, along with YAHAWASHI to be patient. Because YAHAWASHI is waiting too. And he's waiting to pop it off first. It says, soon I will stand and accuse these evil nations, for I've decided to gather the kingdoms of the earth and pour out my fiercest anger and fury on them. Because that's what he's doing right now. He's gathering the kingdoms. He's gathering the nations. These Gentiles. He's gathering them he's gathering them all day, every day. And you see the Lord working his power. I don't want to say his magic. He's working his power. Because our God, Yahawah Bashim Shai, is all powerful. It says, for I've decided to gather the kingdoms of the earth and pour out my fiercest anger and fury on them. All the earth will be devoured by the fire of my justice, because all the earth is going to feel like heat. All the earth is going to feel that fire. They're going to know America's getting nuked. They're going to know that the land of Israel is going to get nuked, even though that's going to be built back up. But the land of America is not going to be built back up. This place is going to be laid utterly wasted. And nothing's going to, it's not going to pop back up and be great again. It's not going to be a time where the Lord is going to give you extra time to rule Esau. Because the Lord said what? He set a band that he cannot pass. Which I believe, let me get that. Is that in John? Yeah. Oh man, and this definitely describes Trump. So this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 5, and it reads that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Because what? Aren't America looking like hypocrites right now? You're talking about all this, that, and the third, and not attacking nobody, but then you go around and then you just invade and attack Venezuela. But you have the nerve to talk about that Taiwan is wrong for doing what they want to do. I mean, China is wrong for what they want to do in Taiwan, and that Russia is wrong for what they're doing in the Ukraine. But yeah, here you think you and these small hats, you could just go and just keep bombarding and destroying people in your path. But then you want to have peace talks. You want to have peace talks in the course of you bombing someone. It don't matter if it's Jake or not. Just the fact that you talk about peace, you shouldn't be bombing anyone. If you want peace on the earth, wouldn't it be lead by example if you want peace to be peaceful? But yo, you don't know peace. The Lord said what? He hated not blood. You can't even help yourself but be a murderous piece of shit. That's your nature. That's how Yahawah Bashim Shai made you. All right? But yeah, I'm going to read that again. So this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 5, and it says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Because yeah, you got Trump talking about, yeah, no other country could have did this. I thought you hear Trump patting himself on the back all the time. I stopped a lot of wars. I stopped like 8 wars. Pakistan, India. We're working on Russia and Ukraine. We're making progress. We're making great way. It's fucking full of shit. Lying. And then you go and bomb someone. And I think they said, what, in 2025, they bombed 7 countries? With like 600 airstrikes or some shit like that? Come on. I'm reading that in NLT. So this is Job chapter 20, verse 5 in the NLT. And it says, the triumph of the wicked has been short-lived, and the joy of the godless has been only temporary. Because why? Then it say, who's more profane than Esau? You go into that word profane, it says ungodly. Ungodly. Now, who is more ungodlier than Esau? All right. Verse 6 of Job chapter 20, it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Because you see how like Esau is out here calling the shots, wilding and shit, going wherever whom he may seeking whom he may devour. Eventually, he ain't gonna be around. Eventually, America's not gonna be around. Eventually, we're not going to have to prophesy on America being destroyed. We're going to talk about how it was destroyed. That land of our captivity. When YAHAWASHI comes back, America's already done. But when YAHAWASHI actually comes back, when he actually cracks the sky, it's done. Like it's like once he comes back, this place is gone. And Esau's calling no more shots. Like, no more shots. Like, once YAHAWASHI actually crack, like, I'm talking about the actual moment YAHAWASHI comes back, no more shots are being called for you. You're not calling the shots no more. You're not making no more laws. You're not collecting any more payments. You're not collecting nobody's rent. You're not owning anything anymore. You're not going to be able to run and hide. You're not going to be able to say you're someone else, but you're really someone else. You're not going to be able to oppress Israel no more. You're not going to be able to oppress you're not going to be able to oppress the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're not going to be able to bomb anyone. You're going to lose all power. You're going to lose your blessing, the sword. You're going to lose it all. You're going to lose everything. You're losing everything now. But I'm talking about when the actual moment YAHAWASHI comes back. That's when the prosperity of the wicked is cut short. That's when the Lord throws you in the dust and said, now there is no throne. Your throne is done now, but you still feel and you're still in charge. You still feel in charge. There's gonna be a time where you're not gonna feel in charge. This is Job chapter 20, verse 8, and it reads, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. This is what the Lord talking about your future is. The wicked. And you're the seed of the wicked. You're the wicked counterparts of the human race. That spiritual demon Satan, that spirit of iniquity and fornication and just pure and everything unrighteous, you represent that in the flesh. And that's why the Lord gave you a chance to rule. The Lord gave you a kingdom. He gave you the fatness of the earth. He gave you dominion over everything. And look what you did. You destroyed it, and then you try to make some fake shit. Now you try to make all this artificial shit. Because you done destroyed all the real shit. And that's just one of the many reasons why the Lord about to take you down. I'm reading that in NLT. This is Job chapter 20, verse 8 in the NLT that says, they will fade like a dream and not be found. They will vanish like a vision in the night. He said they will fade like a dream. You know how when you have a dream, then you wake up, the dream is over. Once the dream is over, it's over. You can't get it back. You can't get it back. And just like like I said, once YAHAWASHI comes back, this is all gonna fade away for you. It's fading away now. Because you talk to a so-called regular Edomite, especially here in Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, they are not in a good case. And they're not feeling so privileged. Yeah, you have it, you still have the advantage over Jake, but how much of advantage you really have as far as your existence, period. Because having an advantage over Jake, it don't take that. That's not that hard to do. But your comfortability, your security is now not so present. You don't seem so invincible. I'm talking about America. this is Job chapter 20, verse 9, and it says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. And you go to the NLT, it says, those who once saw them will see them no more. Their families will never see them again. You're not going to be seen again. You're going to have this double of the cup, your double recompense. You're going to have these 1,000 years under the Israelites' rule, under YAHAWASHI's rule. Those niggas you was lynching, whipping, mutilating, all that stuff you was doing to us on this soil. Yeah, the Lord about to collect that debt from you. You got a hell of a tab, and your tab has reached up to the heavens. That's why your only destination, your only way to remedy all that you've done is you have to be exterminated. And that's the say of the Lord, Jehovah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And you'll be able to take it up with him when he comes back. And we're gonna see how well that works out for you. When you try to shoot your missiles and your bombs and your nukes at YAHAWASHI. We're gonna see how that works out for you. We're gonna see if you win that. We know, I'll tell you, you're not gonna win. You're gonna lose horribly. Like, you're gonna lose horribly. Like, this is gonna be the worst takeover ever known to man. Because this is the return of the first Adam and getting the serpent. That's what's about to play out. Adam is about to get the serpent and tear his ass up, tear him a new one. Because he's been out here slithering for centuries. Devouring the righteous first and foremost, devouring the sons of God, devouring his people. You think he was going to be able to just be just doing all this shit and nothing was going to come back? You thought you were going to receive no recompense? You thought you wasn't going to get no kind of reprimanding? Reprimanding? Oh, what you thought? Oh, yeah, we oppressed the sons of God, the sons and daughters of God. Yeah, we did the worst things known to man to them. But they're not going to happen to us, though. That's how they think. That's how they think. They think that wasn't us. That was our ancestors. But you know what? You're reaping the benefits of your ancestors. So you can say, yeah, that wasn't me. I wasn't, quote unquote, in the time around for the time of the lynchings and the actual chattel slavery. But my ancestors were, and I'm still here living those scars. Because it's not like y'all not still oppressing us. It's just different manner now. And it may not be so openly like as it was before, but it's still there. All right? Hold on, where does it say that's a good one right there. This is Job chapter 20, verse 28, and it says, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. It says, in the NLT, it says, a flood will sweep away their house. Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI's anger will descend on them in torrents. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and a heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So that's what you got coming to you. Because you are the wicked. And you're still reaping the benefits of having the fatness of the earth. But that power is every day getting snatched from you. And the Lord is, like a tug of war, but the Lord is just tugging it away, just pulling it away from you. And you can't even do nothing about it. Pulling it away. The Lord still got his men out here prophesying against you. Call on Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. You hearing that all day long. All day, every day, literally. Every day, all day. 24/7. Because if one brother is not prophesying, another brother is. There's always the flow of never-ending waters, as the truth is described to be. You got brothers in the same state, brothers in tri-state area, brothers in other parts of the world, other countries, prophesying in the names of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Every day, all day. That's why, speak for myself, I pray that the Lord take not the Holy Spirit from me, so I can continue to put put my weight in this thing, man. Because the time we're getting to the time where like we're coming to the time of the final moments for real. Where this devil, you don't see he got no more moves, and he's gonna come hard to try to touch the Lord's very elect. But that's when the Lord said, what? I shall lift up a standard against him. When the enemy coming like a flood. Man, let me get that real quick. I think that's in when the enemy shall come in like a flood. Hold up. Let's see something, cause hold up. Enemy. Oops. That's not, he had that there. Oh, they do have it. I'm stupid. I'm looking dead at it. I thought it's funny. I knew it was in Isaiah. I thought it was in Isaiah, but matter of fact, so I'm gonna start from the top real quick. I'm gonna jump through. This is the book of Isaiah in the 59th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the top. And it says, "Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither is ear heavy that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear." So that told to the children of Israel, because of our iniquities, the Lord had us go through what we're going through right now. So he basically turned away from us in a sense, and let these things happen to us as a punishment. But the Lord said, what? The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. And we're now in a time to where we're about to be done. But I'm gonna get to the point. I don't want to make this too long. That's right. Here we go. So there's the book of Isaiah chapter 59, verse 18. But the point is in 19, it says, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries. Recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. Now who's the main enemy of the Israelites? Who's the main enemy of the Lord? Esau, Edom. Who's ruling right now? Esau, Edom. It says, verse 19, it says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. What's the name of the Lord? YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the true names of the Son and the Father and the Son. The only names you can call on and receive protection, deliverance, salvation from. And this is glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, shall lift up a standard against him. And that's what's about to happen when they try to cast some of us into prison. Well, they shall cast some of us into prison. They're going to come for the prophets, man. And you see how they're doing strategically right now with the whole thing with preaching in the Bible or freedom of speech. You had that one small hat, Amalekite, talk about the First Amendment. Oh, we said we need to lighten up the First Amendment so we can protect it. Now, who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you talking about? But you know what they're doing that? Why? Because what? They want to choke the truth. They want to choke the word. Because why? It's coming into their aura. And it's already in. Now you can't stop it because now the jig is up. Now the truth is out. And you can't cover the truth back up once it's been revealed. Pandora don't go back in the box, as we always say. But anyway, verse 20, and it says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, which is what? The Israelites. And unto them that turn from transgressions, and Jacob save the Lord. And Jacob. So only Jacob could receive salvation. Only Jacob could receive redemption. You have to be a descendant of Jacob. Just like in the time of Moses. The Lord said, well, go and tell the descendants of Jacob. All right, verse 21, and it says, as for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, from henceforth and forever. And that's going to be in the kingdom. That's going to be in the kingdom. Where all the earth, all the seed of Israel shall be glorified in the names of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All the seed of Israel shall give reverence to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And fear and trust in it. Well, we're not going to have to fear nothing anymore. I mean, like, we fear the Lord now, but the Lord is he's going to be our God, and we're going to be his people. And we're not going to live in fear anymore again, because we're going to be good, because Yahweh says what? I gave you my son, gave him the kingdom, you be joint heirs, and then you enjoy and have the Gentiles as an inheritance. Have the earth for an inheritance. That's what we're waiting for, and that's what we do these shows for. That's why we go out there in the highways and byways, whether it rains, sleet, or snow, when it's hot or it's cold. How we're able to endure our day-to-day lives in this fucking cesspool known as the United States. The land of our captivity. How we continue to endure until the end. We have to continue to endure until the end, and always remember to what? If you're feeling weak, if you're feeling down, remember YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. No, remember YAHAWASHI when he was in the flesh. How he overcame. That came from a source. That came from the Holy Spirit, and that came from what? The heavens. The same heavens YAHAWASHI is looking down on the earth, waiting to come back from, or come back to from the heavens. Because the earth belongs to him. The earth is going to be his throne. But that's pretty much it, though. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM RUKAKADASH. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the Apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.